left the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Miller, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure.
Well, good morning, y'all. Well, I'm gonna start this section of the video out. Now, I did some recording yesterday. The video you seen yesterday, I recorded on my phone. Some of you weren't a big fan. In fact, there was quite a few of you that gave me some pretty negative input on that. So I want to address some of those things this morning. Being the guy that I am, you know, I'm not gonna get my panties in a wad, and I'm not gonna throw a fit about it. So yes, Mary and I had a tiff yesterday. So, you know, when you got two people that are stuck in a house 24/7 together, you know, it happens. All right, so don't stress it. All right. Two, a lot of you were complaining that I wasn't working on the Gemstead and playing with a buggy. Well, as some of you may forget, we did have 10 inches of rain, okay, in 4 days. So yes, it's drying out fast, but still I cannot do a lot of the things that I want to do. And that's just the nature of life, you know. So yes, I'm going to be playing with the buggy for a few reasons. One, that's a good toy for Miley to learn how to drive on, okay. The tractor is not a very good toy for her to learn how to drive on, because she's still a pretty small person. You know, we do have an adjustable seat that's going in the buggy, so that's going to be something that she can learn to use, and she can be able to reach the pedals and the steering wheel and all that stuff the right way. And you know, it's not gonna, if she crashes it, you know, it's not gonna hurt her. It has a racing seat with a 5-point harness in it, all that kind of good stuff. So yes, the buggy is just a project that I'm going to be working on a little bit at a time, and that's why I said in the video that it's going to be done in parts as the video comes out. Okay, it's going to be just a little bit here and there. It's not something I'm going to be focusing all of my attention on. My attention is focusing on this right now. Okay, getting this pond drain. Now the other part for the hose is supposed to come in today, so hopefully I can get this pond drained and get this water off of the property. And I will be spreading some of this dirt out today with tow truck, you know, just grabbing a hold of it and just dragging it around, even though it's still pretty muddy right now. But I am going to be doing that today. And Mary and I have decided we're going to get out here and cut up some of these logs, so we're going to get out here and do some of that, and you know, get some of this stuff out of our way here, and preparing more so I can get the shop up and going, and you know, stuff like that. So anyway, I just wanted to address those things. Yeah, like I said, the buggy is just a tinker toy. It's something that's going to be very cool, and I know a lot of people would like to see it, and there's some of you that may not like to see it, but that's okay. You know, I'm not gonna stress that. I mean, you watch what you want to watch. It's a free country, you know. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna be working on the buggy a little bit here and there, and I'm gonna be working on the Gemstead here and there. But for right now, the next day or two, you know, we've got to let things dry out. You know, as you know, look at this. This is still the driveway, okay? So even though I tried to run tow truck around it a little bit, it still is wet, and it still has to dry out. So I mean, for the most part, a lot of this is all drying out up here. This right here is from when I was digging the pond yesterday, digging on that, and there's still a lot of water out here, y'all. So you know, I have to let things dry out before I can continue on. Now, getting some of this stuff out of the yard, like my little my little bit of stuff over there. That's Miley's, my engine, and Miley's stuff for her Ninja Warrior setup. All that's going to be moving soon, but I can't get over there and put it over there until it dries out. All right. Yes. No, this property is not a swampland or anything like that. It's actually a very nice property, and we have seen pictures of it from 2006, where this was all cleared at one time and looking really pretty out here, and we plan on getting it there again. So again, this rain is unprecedented, and it's not the norm, so to speak, around here. So, you know, we will get this dried out and things will happen here soon. So please be patient with us. All right. You know, Mary and I's personal issues, that's our personal issues, and you know, we're gonna work through it. There's gonna be times you're gonna have that, and you know, that's life. So if you can tell me you have never had an argument with anybody, well, guess what? You're wrong and you're a liar. So don't do it. All right. All right. So like I said, you get two people cooped up together 24/7 and it'll happen, and all is good. All right. So there's nothing crazy going on here, nothing stupid, anything like that. All right. Everyone is good. Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna get on some of these tractors and stuff, and I'm gonna show you a little bit more about the buggy. And you know, I do have it set up out here, ready to go. And in the video here, you'll see some of the cool things that I've got planned for it. And you know, but now it's sitting here where I can tinker with it a little at a time when I get bored, you know, or when I've got nothing else to do, and you know, I'm at a stopping point on other projects. That's what I'm gonna do with it. So like I said, we're gonna get started on getting busy out here. I got me a little orange Red Bull, and I'm ready to go. All right, so we'll see y'all in a short. All right, good morning, y'all. Well, yeah, I know I've been doing a couple of chats lately, and but what you haven't seen behind the scenes is all the other work that I've been doing. Like, I got out here, you know, and got a bunch more dirt out of the pond. I got it pumped way down, so you can still see the water draining from over there over this way, and still filling in the pond. So that means the water is coming off of the property, which is really what I wanted. Plus we worked on tow truck a little bit. We found out that there's an intake manifold leak right there, and one right over there. So that's what our issue is right now. The reason she won't pull is because I can't adjust the fuel and air mixture. So I mean, like I said, it is 70 years old, y'all, so it's par for the course. I did get a bunch of this stuff over here moved. Let me see if I can show you here without spinning you around. Got a bunch of that stuff moved, so we can start getting this dirt in here and filling this up so I can get the rock set here soon. But with 10 inches of rain, y'all, it was almost impossible to get a whole lot done around here lately. So that's what I've been working on, is just trying to do little stuff in the meantime, you know. And that's why I dug the buggy out here, was so I could tinker with it during those times when I'm kind of at a standstill point. And you know, if we got a week's worth of dryness coming, so I'm thinking things should dry out pretty good. Like, we got a lot of this ground over here is now starting to dry out pretty nice, and so I'm going to be spreading some more of that dirt out of that pile there, and making it bringing it over here, and spreading it out, and also over there by the shop and spreading it out so I can get that going. Tony and Judy were up here and helped me figure out what was going on the tractor and what have you like that. So Tony will be helping me with the truck here real soon, and I'll be getting that rocking. So again, in the meantime, we're gonna take her with the buggy part-time, just a little bit here and there, and mainly focus on getting the dirt over there and spread out so it'll dry, so I can get the shop going and get the truck over there and start working on it. And with all this rain, it's just been real hard to do a lot around here. So anyway, that's the plan. That's what I'm going to be doing. We hope y'all will stick with us through some of this crazy stuff in life that's happening. But just so you know, life is good. All right, still life is good. We're still going to turn junk into gems, and we're still going to keep going forward on the barn and the projects. Now that we got this dryness coming, I'll be able to start getting more stuff done. And like I said, the focus right now is getting the truck going. That's my main focus. I will start working on the barn again once things dry out some more. I can't do anything on the inside because it's just too wet, and with the cold and everything, the ceiling wants to sweat, and I can't do anything with that. So until we get warm weather on a regular basis. So you know, and you know me, I'm still going to be out here helping folks and what have you like that. Jeff at Bobblehead reached out to me last night, wants me to go help him look at some stuff. And also Big Joe from Homestead there, he reached out to me, so wants me to come over and check out his place. So you know, it's getting to that point where I really need to be getting around more, and just can't do it without the truck and without dry weather. So like I said, I'm going to work on that and get all that going. But I want to get a video out to you today. I hope you enjoyed the buggy when you see that and see all the stuff that I'm going to be doing to that. So again, it's just a part-time thing. It's like one of those things I can tinker with when, you know, when I'm in between things, you know what I mean? So no, it's not a high priority for me, but it's something I like to do. So if I don't get to enjoy myself a little bit in the world, then you know what, it can't be all about work on this homestead all the time. My priorities are getting my truck going, getting the rock in here, getting this place to dry out. And if I've got some time in between to tinker with this, great, that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope y'all stick around for us. All right, so I love y'all, and let's get on to the next part of this right here. All right, I'll show you the buggy. Okay, so y'all take a good look at her now. Now this is one of them Amazon motors. I bought it off Amazon. It's a 250 cc. This was just a go-kart and a buggy that and a four-wheeler that I just cut apart and stretched it out, and you know, we made it all work. So now we're going to do all of this, and wait till you see these parts. You ready? Hang on, I know you just got a glimpse of them, but let me show you what we got here, y'all. Look at this. Tell me this ain't gonna be epic. Look at them tracks. So we got a whole new suspension kit. Okay. Now front shocks and coils we don't need. We are going to put them on the back here. So I will be building mounts right here for these to come up to here, and making those work in there. We're going to get rid of the mono shock altogether, so that we got a little more stable rear end. We got all new suspension parts. These are control arms, upper and lower control arms. We got the steering wheel, we got the hub assembly, steering assembly, we got all the tie rod ends, everything. So just think of what this thing is going to look like here in a few weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this along to you in stages. So, you know, right now, first thing to do is I'm going to drain the gas and get it all cleaned up, and fire the motor, and then we'll start taking parts apart, stuff like that, strip it down, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, we got the front shocks here, and these are gas filled racing shocks. We are going to put those back on there, but not as they are. So that's the plan there. I might extend this front system a little bit, you know, widen it out. I don't know yet. We're just going to see how everything fits, and go from there. But like I said, this is going to be so cool. Even if we got to modify the whole thing, you know, I'm good with that. But we do have a racing seat with a 5-point harness, and we are going to be putting a seat adjuster in there so it can adjust the seat. And we've got new pedals. Like, they're not out here, but we've got new pedals, all that kind of stuff. Throttle cables, everything. So let's look forward to doing that. All right, we're not going to get started today on it. You're not going to see that today, but at least now you get to see that we're working on it. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. We're going to call this a day. So don't forget, like and subscribe and share. Tell all your friends, come see the buggy. It's going to be epic. All right, we'll see y'all soon. So, as you see, we got a couple of loads moved over there and spread out, so it's drying, and that spreads this out a little bit, so it's drying. It's still a little too sloppy to really deal with a lot of it, but I do have the pump running over here trying to get the pond down some more. And I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but you can still see the water coming out of the bank right there and trickling down. So that's just coming up out of the ground, y'all, because all of that is pretty dry over there now. So it's all underground that it's doing. So I think it's a good thing. We just modify the design as we go, according to what the water does around here. That hole right there now is pretty deep. I'm gonna say from the edge of the ground there down probably 8-10 feet, if not a little more. As you can see, the water coming out of the ground but about everywhere here, like right there, right over there, a little bit right over there. So we're gonna pump this down dry and let her fill back up, and just gonna give it gonna do a little bit at a time as it drains, y'all. We can't do nothing about it, but at least this is kind of giving everybody an idea of what's going on. When the barn starts drying out a little bit more, which I figure a couple more days, I might be able to start doing the door. I'm hoping so. I've been trying to find a gasket for tow truck so I can fix it, because she's not wanting to run with the dang right now. It's like that leak just got real bad all of a sudden, and it is what it is. So we'll just keep plugging along. I am gonna get out here in the trailer though, and start working on it in a few minutes, because it's pretty much a mess, y'all, from all that stuff bouncing around. I just never had time to get out here and do anything with it. So now that I know I got a few days worth of dry weather, I'm gonna pull it all out and set it to the side, and I'm probably gonna get over here and move this lift and everything and set it off to the side and get it out of my way right here. I still have to get up here, because you can still see there's still water coming out right here. So I am going to get up here sometime and see if I can't get this metal out right here, cut this door hole opening so the inside of the shop will dry out. And you see the dirt I got piled up over here, so it'll start drying here pretty fast. It's more clay than anything, so I figure once I get it smoothed out and everything's real dry, it'll be a good hard base for everything out here. You see I got the tow truck's hood right there on the trailer. I'm going to be hanging it up in the shop somehow, so it's up off the ground, and I can eventually start working on it. I'm not really going to do a lot to it. Basically all I'm going to do is just get some new bolts put in it, and you know, maybe do like a quickie paint job on it with just some Rust-Oleum. I mean, like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I don't want to go to the restoring part of it. There's no sense in that. It's a tow truck, you know, it's a tractor, so it is what it is. And then I've got to get out here and do something with this water, get this water to drain. I thought about making it come down along the fence, but then that just puts more water over there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the back side of the shop this way and make it go across there and out towards that pond yet. I might just do that, and this way this water that's on this side goes to there, and all that water over there goes out there. And I think that might make life a little bit easier, and then it doesn't interrupt my driveway, because this is the driveway over here that I plan on using for the shop where Back to Goods at. And that was the plan for cutting that to begin with, so I think that's what we're gonna do. And then eventually all this is gonna go away, and this will all be grass and cleaned up pretty and what have you. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a day, and for at least so I can get the video out to you, because they all been saying, oh, you want to see something different and stuff like that. So I get it. Just wet property all the time is nothing to show. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this video out to you so you can see what I have been working over here, one way or the other, you know. And let things dry out. Like I said, just got to give it a couple days. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Hopefully you'll stick with us for a little longer. Things will dry out and we'll start getting a lot more done around here. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll see y'all soon. All right, bye guys.